Somebody open up your mouth and declare, oh, Lord. All we need is one touch from you, Jesus. Oh, then healing will take place. Deliverance will take place. One touch, oh. Jesus, I need a touch from you. Nothing else will do. All I need is one touch. Oh, when you touch me, Lord, my mind will change. My heart will change. My situation will change. With the one touch from you, Jesus. Everything gonna be alright. Oh, yes it will. Oh, all we need. Oh, whatever you need is in His touch. Breakthrough, favor, prosperity is in His touch. Do you believe it? I said, do you believe it? He's standing there with His arms open wide. All we need is just one touch. Oh, let Him touch.
Bishop Jefferson.
Yes, ma'am.
Another Tuesday night.
And I love it.
I mean, I get excited just, conversating with you.
I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted.
So I have a few questions for you tonight.
That's what I'm for.
Okay, I got some phone calls and questions asked to me. When the statement is made, I don't serve man, I serve God.
They're brute beasts. Let me tell you something right now. I made the same statement when I first got saved. God took my mind from me. Wasn't for His mercy, I would be dead now. You that's doing these things, you better read Numbers the 16th chapter, Dathan and Korah. They not only got killed, they got 200 princes killed and 14,000 people behind statements like that. These people are brute beasts. Look at 2 Peter record, the second chapter. You are a brute beast, and you won't get away with it. I mean, what you mean? I mean, first of all, some of you all, your pastors or your priests or your bishops prayed for you. You got a house. You came out of sin. Not just in living in victory, but I'm talking other pastors also. It's a slap in the face for you to think you did that yourself because you didn't do it. You didn't do it. God chose people. He chose men and chose women to bring you out. What did it say? It's a 2 and about the 7th verse.
And deliver just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked.
Go ahead.
For that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing vexed his righteous soul from day to day.
Go ahead.
With their unlawful deeds.
Go ahead.
The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation.
If you're godly, God gonna deliver you out of temptation. But you read James, the 1 and about 12. If you want to do wrong, He gonna let you do wrong. Go ahead.
And to reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished.
Go ahead.
But chiefly them that walk after the flesh.
You're walking in your flesh, and you know what you're talking about. You better shut your mouth before God gets you. You're not serving no man, but you're supposed to have love towards that individual or whoever helped you.
And and your leader.
Yes.
I mean, if God give you a leader, then you should respect that
but
leader.
they can't. They can't.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But chiefly them that walk after the flesh in the lust of uncleanliness.
In other words, you're unclean and you are lustful. Go ahead.
And despise government.
You despise governments because you will not get to heaven. You reserved for hell is for you. Go ahead.
Presumptuous are they. Self-willed.
What now?
Self-willed.
All self-willed people are going to hell. Go ahead.
They are not afraid to speak evil of dignity.
You ain't not afraid to speak evil of power. That every man be subject to the higher power. There's no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Read Romans 13. Go ahead.
Whereas angels, which are greater in power and might, bring not a railing accusation against them before the Lord.
Go ahead.
But these as natural brute
In other
beasts,
words, you were born to go to hell. Natural brute beast. In my drunkest day, doctor, in my highest day, in my humongous day, I never said that about authority. No, I wasn't even saved.
Yes, sir.
That shows where you at. And some of y'all, watch this here, gonna be pulled away with people like that. Get out around them devils. Go ahead.
But these are natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed.
Go ahead.
Speak evil of the things that they understand not.
You don't know what you do and what you saying.
Yes.
God's gonna judge you for what you saying. You saying these things, you in danger. Everybody, you smart about doing that, get out around them people. Don't hang around them, because God's gonna get you. Go ahead.
That they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption.
Go ahead.
And shall receive the reward of unrighteousness.
Go ahead.
As they count it pleasure to riot in the daytime.
In other words, you just open your mouth. You know, you ain't trying to hide nothing. I ain't just a man. No. I'm not just a man. I'm the man of God.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, baby.
Spots they are, and blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivableness.
Have you ever had a glass of milk, white milk, and found a spot in there? You pour the whole milk out. That's what's wrong with you. Your heart is nasty and dirty. The first message I preached when I first got saved was a dark spot on the heart. And I was at Christ for the nation, and I preached it. Go ahead.
Sporting themselves with their own deceivableness while they feast with you.
In other words, you feasting and all this kind of stuff, and you deceiving yourself. You've been deceived because God done deceived you. Go ahead.
Having eyes full of adultery.
In other words, you commit adultery, you're fornicator, you're liar, you're backbiter, you everything that's nasty. You talk about authority, you everything that's nasty. Because you were made for destruction, just like Judas was, and just like Pharaoh was. Go ahead.
And that cannot cease from sin.
You can't stop committing sin. You wonder why. Go ahead.
Beguiling unstable souls.
You're unstable. Go ahead.
And hard they have exercised with covetous practices.
And most of these folks are stingy. They're all stingy. They're covetous. They want to get a church out to give God nothing. You check them out. Oh, don't give them nothing. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. You wall-out devil, you. And I'm telling you, if you don't stop doing what you're doing, I'm asking God to get you. Go ahead.
Which have forsaken the right way and are gone astray, following the way of Balaam, the son of Bazor, who loved the wages of unrighteousness.
Well, Balaam, he wanted to curse the children of Israel. He wanted to curse them. You see, you've been clean now. You ever overtaken again, you'll never, ever come out of it. Go ahead.
But was rebuked for his iniquity. The dumb ass speaking with man's voice forbade the madness of the prophet.
God had to get a mule to talk to the man. He was so stupid. Go ahead.
These are wells without water.
You ain't got no what. Go ahead.
Clouds that are carried with a tempest.
Everything carry around. Go ahead.
To whom the mist of darkness is reserved
what now?
forever.
You got a reservation in hell and don't even see it. Even though I don't care how much I talk and say that only those that's going to heaven can understand me. You going to hell? You don't believe what I'm telling you, but you will. Go ahead.
For when they speak great swelling words of vanity, they are lured through the lust of the flesh through much wantonness.
In other words, wantonness. You lured through the flesh. You're not a spiritual person. And nobody that's in the flesh, or nobody that's natural now that's going to heaven. They're all going to hell. Go ahead.
Through wantonness, those that were clean escaped from them.
In other words, get away from them. Get away from them. You hear the folks say, run from them. Run. But let them know that Bishop Jefferson said he got by God by the same kind of mess he was saying. And I'm telling you right now, you won't get away with it. I'm praying, God, that you got a little God left in you to understand what I'm telling you. God gonna set your barley fields on fire. Go ahead, son. Go ahead,
while they promise them liberty, they themselves are the servants of corruption.
And you want to pray for somebody. You got to pray for yourself. You want to pray for somebody, you promise somebody to live. You can't get nobody free because you ain't free. Go ahead.
For of whom a man is overcome, of the same is he brought in bondage.
Some of y'all are overcome by cigarettes. A little old cigarette. I know because I was. Alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever. But you overcame because you're not going to heaven. Go ahead.
For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Anybody in a new life, a deep life, they know the truth. So if you in this ministry and you doing it, you sure ain't gonna make heaven. Go ahead.
they are again entangled therein, and overcome. The latter end is worse with them than the beginning.
Jesus said you get 7 more devils. Go ahead.
For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandments delivered unto them.
In other words, it's better you're not even learning anything. What happened? They're dogs and hogs. Go ahead.
But it has happened unto them according to the true proverb.
Go ahead.
The dog is turned to his own vomit.
You
again,
going back, you dog. Go ahead.
and the sow that was washed to her wallowing in the mire.
You going back to eating hog stuff. Go ahead.
That's it. So, Bishop,
go ahead.
so if a person is sitting there and listening to it, what happens to the people that sit back and listen and don't say anything?
They go to hell too. They not only do what the Bible says, but they agree with people who do it. Now look at 1 Corinthians 10 and 31, begin the 31st verse. See, what y'all fail to realize is that strictly save me. And I tell the truth. And I'm telling you all, what I'm telling you is to help me, God gonna judge you now. Because I'm telling you. Go ahead, what did it say?
Whether therefore ye eat or drink, or whatever ye do,
Go ahead.
all in the glory of God.
Go ahead.
Give none offense neither to the Jews,
Go
nor
ahead.
to the Gentiles,
Go ahead.
nor to the church of God.
Go ahead.
Even as I please all men.
What now?
Even as I please all men.
I please all men. Go ahead.
In all things.
Go ahead.
Not seeking my own profit, but the profit of many, that they may be saved.
Watch it. Now go to 1 Peter, the 2nd chapter. Again, go to about the 17th verse of 1 Peter. I mean, they're just a man. I'm not just a man. Paul said, you see, where you think I walk according to the flesh, and I don't. If I walk according to the flesh, why are you delivered? Why are you free? Why you came to God's house? I mean, whoremongering and whorish and everything else. I mean, you were going to jail and everything else, and you had disease. Why did God heal you through this message? Go ahead.
Honor all men.
What now?
Honor all men.
Honor all men. Go ahead.
Love the brotherhood.
Go ahead.
Fear God.
Go ahead.
Honor the king.
Go ahead.
Servants, be subject to your masters with all fear.
Go ahead.
Not only to the good and gentle, but also to the forward. For this is thankworthy if a man for conscience sakes towards God endure grief, suffering wrongfully.
See, these folks ain't gonna suffer no kind of way. They think they're not. But the Bible says if a woman live in pleasure, or a man, they dead while they live.
Yes, sir.
These folks are dead already. Y'all get out from around them people. Look at 1 Thessalonians right quick, the 3rd chapter. And begin to read for me about the 13th verse. Y'all get out from around them people. Get out from around them. I don't care if it's your mama or daddy, whoever the case may be. Get out from around them. My brother said something. He dead and gone. Now, I know he didn't make heaven either. My oldest brother. He told me one day if he had to quit drinking and chasing women, he didn't want it. And God changed my heart that day. He's dead in hell right now. Go ahead.
1 Thessalonians.
The 3, and again about the 13th verse.
To the end he may establish your hearts unblameable in holiness before God.
And what now?
In holiness before God.
In holiness. In holiness. God's a holy God. Be ye holy because I'm holy. Being holy means certain things you cannot say. You read 1 John 3 and 9. Therefore they cannot sin because they're born of God. If you're born of God, you can't say junk like that. I mean, it would convict you. It would bother you. It would almost kill you behind stuff like that. Keep reading for me. Verse 4. What does it say? 4, and begin about the 10th verse.
Okay. And indeed ye do it toward all the brethren which are in Macedonia.
Go ahead.
But we beseech you, brethren, that ye increase more and more.
Do what now?
You increase more and more.
Increase more and more in love. Increase more and more in giving. Increase more and more in helping the brethren. Increase more and more in helping your pastor, your bishop, or your leader. Increase more and more. Because the more you increase, they increase. Go ahead.
And that ye study to be quiet and to do your own business.
What now?
Study to be quiet and do your own business.
Mind your own business. Quit talking about people so God can bless you. You'll never be blessed doing stuff like that. Mind your own business. Now I'm telling you before God gonna get you. Go ahead.
And to work with your own hands as we commanded you, that ye may walk honestly toward them that are without.
Go ahead.
And that ye may have lack of nothing. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep.
Those that are dead, they're asleep. They're not dead, they're asleep. Now, those that's not saved, they are dead. But God gonna quicken everybody that belongs to him. Keep reading for me.
But I would not have you ignorant, brethren, concerning them that are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope.
In other words, the ones that like you, I'm talking to you, you have no hope until you get to God. Let me tell you something right now. When I died in Dallas, Texas at 25 years old, I took both hands and I was going down saying, please God, one more time. You know what told me? I warned you. And I wasn't even saved. If God would get me, Dr. I wouldn't even say, how much more for you to know the truth? You know the truth. You know what you're doing that's wrong. You know this here. And I hit my knee. I went to my knee. He said, lay down. My arms obeyed him. My legs buckled, and I hit the floor. Praise, asking God not to kill me. I'm telling you all, I didn't know the way. You know the truth. Watch this. If you know the truth, look at Luke 12 and 46, 47 real quick. 12, 46 real quick. You know the truth, you're going to be beat with many stripes. I'm telling you right now. And God ain't going to spare you. What do it say?
The Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him asunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers.
He going to come in a time you don't think. You're going to open your mouth up one day and boom, that's going to be it. I went to the hospital for a regular checkup and wound up dying and going into hell. I don't believe it. I don't care. Go ahead, son. Go ahead. I'm sorry, baby. Go ahead.
47 verse. And that servant which knew his Lord's will prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes.
How many stripes?
Many stripes.
In other words, you know the truth. You done open your big blah, blah, blah mouth up. You ain't getting away with that. God gonna punish you. Go ahead on.
But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, him they will ask the more.
In other words, some of y'all, God has committed his word to you. He gonna ask more of you. God let you do that so he can get you. I got to close right here. First Samuel real quick, the second chapter real quick. Begin to read about the 13th verse. First Samuel 2 and about 13 for me. Now remember now, Eli had children, he wouldn't stop them little devils. And when the two sons died, God killed the priest too. Go ahead.
And the priest's custom with the people was that...
I'm going to explain this. The priest's custom was that if you wanted any kind of meat, you had a prong hook. You hit it, you bring whatever come up, you eat it. You can do it many times you want to, but these devils didn't want to do it. They would fight you. You had to burn the fat. Don't burn my fat. I want the fat too. Just jump a little further here. Okay. Let's jump to about the 21st verse.
And the Lord visited Hannah, so that she conceived and bare 3 sons and 2 daughters.
In other words, Hannah was opening her mouth up, but she wasn't saying nothing come out. And God gave her Samuel, the first prophet, which is the first seer. Keep going.
Okay. And now Eli was very old and heard all this his sons did unto all Israel, and how they lay with the women that assembled in the door of the tabernacle of congregation.
Go ahead.
And he said unto them, why do ye such things?
But he didn't stop him.
Yes.
Go
sir.
ahead.
For I hear of your evil dealings by all this people.
Go ahead.
Nay, my sons, for it is no good report that I hear ye make the Lord's people to transgress.
Go ahead.
If one man sin against another,
yes, ma'am,
the judge shall judge him.
Go ahead.
But if a man sin against the Lord, who shall entreat for him?
Nobody can. Go ahead.
Notwithstanding, they hearken not unto the voice. They
could not listen because they were going to hell. They were children of Baal. Some of y'all belong to the devil. You were born to go to hell. Go ahead, baby.
The voice of their father, because the Lord would slay them.
In other words, God was going to kill them. You get in that 4th chapter, you'll find how God killed Eli and both his sons. And he raised up a priest called Samuel in the 3rd chapter. And the Bible says Samuel was new to be a prophet because none of his words hit the ground, Dr. Joe. None of his words did. Whatever he said, he did. And the first thing he told him, tell Eli I'm going to judge him. Why? Because of his sons, you wouldn't stop him. You had Abraham in the 8th chapter of Genesis. God said, I ain't going to hide nothing from Abraham. Why? I know Abraham. He going to command his children to do what's right. I can bring the blessing up on him. Yes. That's what it's all about, bringing the blessing up on you. And I'm telling you all right now, whoever said that, you in trouble with God. I'm telling you, you may get by with God. I know, but you never get away. God gonna set your body fields on fire.
So when a person make comments against a leader, then it's got to be, their spirit got to be evil on the inside, because I would be fearful to just talk about a leadership, and I turn it over to God.
They evil, wicked, mean, and
Yes,
nasty.
sir.
Moses told God, the people won't obey me. God said, Moses, shut your mouth up. They're not disobeying, you're disobeying me. When God set a priest or a priestess in place, when you come against it or defy them, you coming against God. You don't even know it. And it's very, very dangerous. In Numbers, the 16th chapter, he killed 14,000 people, death in the court, and killed 200 princes. Choice folks he killed.
Wow.
Then 2 Samuel, the 24th chapter, he killed 70 people.
Wow.
70 people, all because what happened, and they wouldn't listen to God. I'm just praying, God, these folks will do what's right.
Yes,
now.
sir. Yes, sir.
I got,
time is about up, Bishop.
yeah, I got kind of heated on the
Yes,
collar there.
yes, sir.
I hear people say, I did that one time, and I never forgot it.
Yes, sir.
God took my mind on the Forest Bridge in Dallas, Texas.
Yes, sir.
All I could do is get back my practice. He said, come out, touch me. Thank you. My mind came back. I'm telling you, get your mind right.
And I was new in ministry, and I spoke against the pastor that I was under, and I said, how could he do that? And God got me just by saying, how could he do that?
I'm telling you.
Because it wasn't my business. So I warned everybody, watch your mouth and what
got
you say
that
out
right.
of your mouth, because God will judge you.
Curse not the king,
Yes, sir.
not even
In
your
your thoughts.
thoughts.
Yes, sir.
And the thoughts now is an offering. You don't talk that noise to me and won't take an offering. I want you to give a double offering, because you got the devil in you not now. You want God to bless you. God, I'm giving this to make you help me shut my mouth up. Everybody that will, I want you to give $50 on the cash. How you get, just give it. Go to Pastor Board, whoever you go, give it so God can bless you. All through the Bible, when they committed sin, they had to give a sacrifice. Give your sacrifice and let God bless you. You they said that you give $100. Listen, we got to go now. God bless you. God keep you. See you later. We love you. Nothing you can do about it.
Amen.
Bye-bye.
God bless.